All right, match number 1. We get to be on the play, which is not unwelcome. All right, our hand is good. We'll probably end up cycling this secluded step, and we will keep. Opponent mulligans to 6, puts a card on the bottom. Ooh, Sidewinder Sliver. Looks like we're facing a Sliver deck. Alright, we have the option to play a Gather the Townsfolk or a Raise the Alarm here. Because of flanking, which gives -1/-1 to blocking creatures, it won't really help to surprise them with this Raise the Alarm, since they'll just die if they try to block. The question is, do I want to attack with Soul's Attendant and offer this trade? The first thing is first, I would like to play Gather the Townsfolk. Now I need to know whether I want to trade. This flanking ability makes it very hard to trade with them. I'm going to have to attack in eventually, but the gaining life from Soul's Attendant is really nice from racing in aggro deck, so I don't think I'll offer the trade yet. Due to the nature of Slivers, they probably can pump up this Sidewinder. Yep, they are able to. Which means I probably could have attacked it for 1 and then not wanting to trade it, but I don't think it would have worked out for me. So I'm going to play the other Soul's Attendant and gain the maximum life possible. I'm not going to attack here, not going to get in for 2 damage and lose a creature. Especially not my Soul's Attendant. Poisonous 1. Okay, well, that's going to make me need to start blocking a lot faster than the actual damage is, because I'm going to gain so much life. And this is unfortunate, because multiple instances of poisonous do stack, which means I'm going to take 4 poison here if I don't block. And if each creature is hitting for 2 poison, that means if I take 4 poison, then I can only get hit 3 more times, which means I have to chump block 3 times next turn. I'll go ahead and take it for now. Guardian's Pledge. Unfortunately, I only have 6 creatures, so if they don't block at all, I can only get in for 18. And if I do try to use Guardian's Pledge as a blocking tool, then I'm going to end up with 2/2s because of flanking, which don't match up well versus their creatures that are being pumped by Sinew Sliver and Plated Sliver, and that's not even taking into account that they could play another power and toughness pumping thing. Assuming they have nothing else that pumps power or toughness and they attack all out, I can go double block, double block, double block, and only take 8 poison and 4 damage. Unfortunately, I think the answer is that we need to stay back and block. I'm not going to play this secluded step. I'd like to cycle it eventually, when I have the mana available to do so. They decide to attack with just a single creature here. I don't think I can use my Guardian's Pledge just to kill a single attacker. Especially not this one that's only pumping toughness. So I think I'll just take the 2 damage and 2 poison. And play my Raise the Alarm and cycle my secluded step this turn instead of using Guardian's Pledge. Alright, I can Battle Screech and flash it back for 4 chump blockers that I'll probably have to use all of and get nowhere, or I can Guardian's Pledge. However, now I have 8 creatures, so if 7 of them get through and nothing happens at instant speed, I win. Which means they have to block at least twice and give me at least 2 creatures for no value on their part. I guess I could have played this Plains first in case they have Mana Tithe, but that's not that popular of a card. It was a 1-of in this list, but I took it out. I'm not sure how often Slivers plays it. Hopefully they don't have it here, because I will get blown out. They choose to block the minimum number of creatures. They know that the most powerful and the most common power pumping things in the format only pump by 2. So if I use this here, they only go to 2 instead of dead, but they do lose 2 Slivers because of it. And unfortunately they block perfectly correctly, and we lose because these still have multiple instances of poisonous because they didn't give us either of those. Which means we're going to take 6 poison here and die. Unfortunately they had the read that we had the pump spell, so if we just stayed back they could have just continued attacking with 1 or maybe 2 things at a time, as many as they could afford to give away. And we probably wouldn't have won the long game either. Unfortunately, we could have beaten 1 virulent sliver, but 2, it really it let us only get hit 5 times by slivers, which was not enough time for us to win the race. All right, let's sideboard. Holy Light doesn't do anything because so many other things are white, and they have so many ways to pump toughness anyway. Sundering Growth does nothing against this deck. Soul's Attendant is fine. As we saw in this game, life gain isn't too important when they can kill us with poison. Luma Threadfield, I'm not too scared of anything they can do. The only thing they could have in their sideboard being white-green is Holy Light, which doesn't hit our creatures, so I don't think we need more Luma Threadfields, and we can in fact take our main deck 1 out. It is fine for trading off creatures sometimes, but it's rare that the +1 toughness matters all that much. The only question left is, do we want these Journey to Nowheres, maybe for taking out Virulent Slivers or Muscle Slivers or whatnot? And if so, what are we going to take out for it? I think it only makes sense to take out some late game for the Journey to Nowhere to slow down our opponent. Sun's Enlistment is very slow. Battle Screech is a little bit more debatable, that I could leave it in because it's so powerful, especially since it has flying and evasion. I could cut some Borrowed Grace instead of the Battle Screech. And in fact, I actually only have to cut 1 Battle Screech because I had 59 cards in my deck. But we will submit like this. Alright, we would like to play first. Oh, this is a bad hand. If we draw plains, is that good enough? Soul's Attendant, Gather the Townsfolk into Journey to Nowhere. It's still not great. We need to draw plains, and then we need to draw a pump spell, which is pretty specific. I think I'm going to mulligan. Alright, this hand's a little bit better. A second Gather. I think I'll ship it. Lands are pretty good with the Battle Screech in our hand. They lead with a Plated. I'm going to play on Curve here instead of playing the Soul Warden first. Alright, and there's the flanking again. Alright, I'm going to play Soul Warden here. I could try to surprise them on defense by leaving Guardian's Pledge up, but just in case they don't fall for it, I'd rather develop the creature. Additionally, I have this, which I could theoretically sacrifice to make these 2/2s, and then they'd shrink back to 1/1s from blanking, and then double block something, but it's not very good. Alright, they're going to get rid of the Soul Warden, stop our life gain, meaning they're probably not going to try to win with poison. Alright, Triplicate Spirits or attack and try to bluff them into blocking. I think we just play Triplicate Spirits here. More straightforward. And pass the turn. Muscle Sliver, okay. Now they can actually get their beat down on. No chump blocks from us. Alright, and now we can play Battle Screech. And then Guardian's Pledge next turn will be roughly lethal. Especially if we draw plains and we can sacrifice the Selfless Cathara as well. I'm going to leave back these to block just in case they do something really scary. Alright, there's 16, so we do have to chump block here. We'll go to 2. This leaves us with 7 in the air, attacking for 3 apiece. Alright, so this leaves us with 7 in the air, attacking for 3 apiece, which is only 21 damage, so we should have attacked with these spirits last time. However, we were saved because we have a plains, so that we can sacrifice the Selfless Cathar as well and win. So we misplayed, and we were not punished for it. All right, we get to sideboard again. On the draw, I think I'm going to bring in these other two Souls Attendant over the Battle Screech. Battle Screech is really, really strong, but also really slow. Or actually, let's do like that. And we'll submit. All right, this hand is incredibly slow. We have a lot of life gain, but if they just infect us, we're going to die really quickly. We don't even have any token makers in hand. We'd have to draw lands. I have to hope they don't have poison, and hope I draw lands, and then hope I draw token makers. That's 3 things in a row. Alright, I don't really want to go down to 5. Let's keep this hand off the power of Soul Warden and hope we don't draw any more lands. Alrighty, Raise the Alarm is great. We can play a turn 3 Triplicate Spears with that. Assuming none of our creatures get Journey to Nowhere first. Alright, and they do have poison. And they also have flanking. So do I want to play Raise this turn and Triplicate next turn? And commit to taking 2 to 4 damage and poison? Yeah, I think I can live with that. Should I attack here? Yeah, I think I'm willing to attack here. The poison is really annoying and the flanking is really annoying right now. I think I'm willing to trade. Alright, and they let me through for a damage. And I'm going to pass. Alright, in comes the second Virulent Sliver. So we're taking 4 poison this turn. Let's go ahead and play Raise the Alarm. We're not going to jump block yet, though. Alright, so here, that makes our choice easier if we want to play Triplicate or Journey. We'd have to jump block next turn during their attack if we play Triplicate. So let's go ahead and do this. Get that out of the way. Attack. And see what they can follow it up with. They have a Commune with Nature, so let's see what creature they go find. Another Virulent Sliver. And then they play Sentinel Sliver to give Vigilance. Which is certainly relevant here. So they have a Virulent and an Unknown in hand, and we're at 6 poison. Alright, there's a Triplicate. It's time for us to start jumping. And unfortunately, we're 1 short of casting the other Triplicate. That is too bad. I guess we don't have to jump block just yet, unless they play the Sliver, which they are going to do to force our hand. And now any 2 attacks will kill us because they do 2 poison apiece, so I have to jump block twice. Okay, we draw Gather. We're going to have to be chump block a lot because now any creature hitting us kills us. So we have to chump block 4 times and we don't have lethal. So we're barely going to be breaking even here. Suppose we can attack for 2. One, 2, 3, 4. And we do draw the Guardian's Pledge. So we're going to do the only thing we can do, which is attack. And ask them how they want to block. And hope that they don't block enough. We need to get 5 things through. They block just enough, and now they're blocking extra. We throw this in. And luckily they blocked wrong. If they don't have another Virulent Sliver, then we win. Journey to Nowhere? Oh, they just removed our Journey to Nowhere, the natural state. Okay, so they do have double poison. Actually, quadruple poison. Alright, good game. Fell victim to the enchantment removal. And we are on to the next match.